Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. My name is Lern the Conjurer, and I'm your host of all things spooky, creepy, weird, and fun. And today we're gonna have fun because this is a Conjuring the Craft, but it's a very special Conjuring the Craft as it's with my very first collaboration with JujuBee DIY. I'm so excited to be doing this with her. She reached out to me and we decided to do something really fun together, and specifically this is a DIY to make bathroom decor. Both of her and I definitely talked about how much we really wanted to decor up our bathrooms, and so we started brainstorming a craft. Now for this first one, I am making these DIY Hanky Ghost Containers made out of these cute little containers that I found from the Dollar Tree. I also found these, I guess, tennis throwing things. I don't really know what you call them. But I also managed to get these cute little chalkboard signs, some model magic, and that is really all I needed to get started. I used some cloth that I already had from home, some linen, but you could really use any kind of cotton that is white. I used the exterior of the largest lid to create my circles. Now, I wanted to start cutting out a circle first because what I'm going to do is, as you can see, drape it over this little tennis toy thingamabob. And this is going to be the form for our ghost. Isn't it already really cute? So, in order to do this, you just drape it right over and use the tennis thingy as your form. With that, I use a little bit of straight pins to gather up the ghost and make it so that it's all nice and secure for my next step. Now, for this, of course, please be careful because straight pins can, in fact, hurt you. As a matter of fact, I have a fun story about how I swallowed a straight pin. I'm not lying. I used tacky glue for this next step. And all I did was I mixed 1 part water and 3 parts glue and just started to take the glue and cover it on my ghost. I used a larger paintbrush for this just so I could save some time, and I also painted the inside of my little ghostie as well. Next, I took the model magic, and all I'm doing here is I'm forming out circles. Basically, they're just a little stand for my ghostie to live on. I wanted it to be just a nice, easy little stand that I will be using spray adhesive to attach to the very top. It doesn't need to be perfect. One thing I did learn from using Model Magic for years is Model Magic doesn't really take paint very well. So I recommend, if you can, only find white Model Magic for this project. Now, for this next part, the glue has dried on my ghostie, so now I'm just going to remove all the pins. And as you can see, the glue really isn't going to make it so that the cloth sticks to the tennis toy. It's really just going to make the cloth a little more hard, so it's easier to work with. Then I took my little signs and I painted my little labels, and I used some embroidery floss to attach them because the little twine wasn't quite long enough. Next, I'm taking my adhesive and I'm spraying the very back of my little stand, waving it out and trying to center it as much as possible. But of course, it doesn't need to be perfect because the ghostie is going to sit right on top. Now, I want to make sure that the ghostie is nice and secure. So I'm going to take out the little tennis guy, spray the inside with spray adhesive, and then reapply it. This is also helpful because once I go in to attach it, I'm also going to make sure with my hot glue gun to glue down any of the flaps that might be sticking out a little too much. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely got really excited when I was making this craft. Next, I'm just going to take some black paint, the black chalkboard paint that the Dollar Tree sells, as a matter of fact, and I'm just going to use it to detail the little eyes on my little ghostie. Now, when I thought of this idea, I kind of imagined a smaller ghost, but I don't really have any regrets. I really love how this came out, and this is such an easy DIY. It took me no more than an hour to create all 3. So This is really cute, especially if maybe you want to do something with the kiddos this coming Halloween. But for me, these will be out all year round because, of course, for me, spooky doesn't stop. So yes, making just little tiny dots towards the very top to make his little eyes. You could also draw little arms if you wanted, but I liked the simplicity of it. So as you can see, the top just goes right on top, and then once it's all dry, you can use the ghostie as a handle. And this is how they all turned out. I'm so excited about them. They're very, very cute, and I would highly recommend getting these at the Dollar Tree. And the next craft is not really a craft as much as it is a painting called my O Sheet painting. So I did film me outlining the painting, but for whatever reason, my footage was corrupt. I don't know. Call it the idea of a ghostie. As a matter of fact, I was planning on doing 3 projects for this collab, but you know, Ghosties and Ghoulies, life is a crazy thing. And Sarah from JujuBee DIY, she was just so understanding and so incredibly sweet. Speaking of, I highly recommend you checking out her channel. She just reached over 1,000 subscribers, and I mean, so well deserved. She really is just so incredibly kind and very creative, and a lot of her crafts has to do with her family life. So I really admire that she shares that with us. So I highly recommend checking her out. I will, of course, have her channel in my description down below. And then you can see what she did for our collaboration, which I'm sure what she has done is perfectly lovely and probably not as spooky as what I did. You know, another channel I'd like to give a small little shout out to is Love Anything Art. I wanted to shout them out because when I was putting together stuff with Model Magic, I knew how to knead the Model Magic and sculpt it a little easier than I had done before because her channel has been so incredibly helpful. She makes a lot of stuff out of polymer clay and it's really brilliant. I, for one, am kind of scared of my sculpting skills, but just what she has done has made me feel a little more nice. So I will have her link down below as well. Now, for this painting, I was thinking, what can I paint for the inside of my spare bathroom that I think is cute, that I think is spooky, and also goes with the bathroom theme, you know? Like, I had a lot of ideas, and I decided upon this, and I realized my idea might not be very original. I haven't Googled it yet, but I'm positive someone's done this already. But I did think of this and I designed it on my own, and I thought it was really cute. So you can't really tell quite yet because I'm mostly detailing out the signs, but at the top of the painting it says O, at the bottom it says sheet, and it's a little sheet ghost sitting on a toilet, and he's run out of toilet paper. I just think he's so cute. And of course, how I wanted to do this was at first when I was making the little labels for O Sheet, I was just making it just a simple banner style, if you will. But after really thinking about it and I started painting, I realized, oh, I should make this look like ripped pieces of toilet paper. So you'll see as that comes through later. Now, this will be hanging in my secondary bathroom, and I was talking with JujuBee about our bathrooms and the struggle of having a house built in the 70s. Now, listen, don't get me wrong, I love my home. It's everything I ever wanted, and I have absolutely no regrets. We've been living here since the end of 2019, and I feel like we're going to stay here for a very long time. But the house does need quite a bit of tender loving care, and we've done quite a few of that since we've moved in. And I decided that our bathroom, while I like some of the originalness of it, I think that I'm going to work to make it a little nicer as the years go on. And hopefully, what Sarah from JujuBee DIY and I were discussing was our decor might brighten up our spaces, because some of you who might have bathrooms that are stuck in the 70s may understand that when they're stuck in the 70s, boy, are they stuck in the 70s. Now, I also have a little bit of spooky stories that go around with my house. When I first moved in, there were a few things that creeped me out just a little bit. Uh, and I can tell you, since we moved in, there has been quite a bit of strange experiences in my home that I can't really explain. Maybe I'm not supposed to. Uh, I can tell you that as of right now, nothing has been going on, and usually as it happens, as soon as I say nothing's been going on, something does happen. Uh, but to stop being coy, when we moved in, we began to notice there was a few peculiar things that would happen in our house. Things would be going missing and then randomly reappear in the spot that they were supposed to be in. Things would just fly off the walls at random points. Uh, Strange noises, things that coincide with a potentially haunted house. But the history of my home is that there are only two previous owners to my house. And one owner built the home and lived in it until they eventually passed on. Now, coincidentally, the owner's granddaughter came to visit this house probably a month ago. It was so interesting because I never thought I would ever have that happen. She was very kind, and I remember her and I were talking just about the house, and she told me a lot of the history. And this house was built with a lot of love and a lot of care, and I feel like I have a lot of love and care for my home. So I have put a lot of that into my efforts to make it so that the house remains cared for. Because, not to talk bad about the previous owner, but they really didn't do anything to take care of the house, and we had to do a lot. So I think that if there is, in fact, a spirit that's living in my home, they see that we've tried our hardest to make this place happy and to maybe bring it back to its once glory. And we intend to keep doing that as we stay and live here. As young homeowners, we don't have a lot of money, but we try our best. Now, I'm getting to the very ends of this painting, and I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. I put a little toilet paper holder as like a little creepy nuance, if you will. I have a little spider hanging from the very top. And, of course, the toilet paper has run out. I absolutely love how my little ghostie on the toilet came out. I don't know if you can see in the camera, but I made it so that you can see a little bit through him. So he's so cute. I don't know if you've noticed, but I do love me a little ghostie. And this is how the painting turned out. I hung it into my bathroom, and I think that this is where it will stay all year. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a like and comment down below what you thought. Please remember to check out JujuBee DIY, and if you liked my video, please subscribe for more spooky, fun content. And remember the rules of conjuring: never play alone, never play in a graveyard, and always say goodbye. Goodbye, ghosties and ghoulies.